As you know students, plus 2 economics paper divided into two parts. First one, macroeconomics. We have discussed about macroeconomics and some concept in previous classes. Then second part is Indian economy. Today we shall start with first chapter in Indian economy, that is condition of Indian economy on the eve of independence. In Indian economy we have to study from past to present. From Indian economy textbook, we would study about the development of economy in India and how things have changed over the period. But before understanding that, the kind of historical preview is very important because it led to the impact on the economic changes, the development of Indian economy when Britishers left India. So let us begin with first chapter. Chapter 1, Indian Economy on the Eve of Independence. Why Britishers were very interested in India? Before British rule, India was very rich in agriculture. Then we had numeric handicrafts in the form of small cotton industry. We had material works, etc. But during British rule, most of the raw materials became the source for future industrialization that took place in Britain. They would get cheap raw material from India. The economic policies pursued by the colonial government in India were concerned more with the protection and promotion of the economic interest of their home country, that is Britain, than with the development of Indian economy. Such policies brought about a fundamental change in the structure of the Indian economy, that are transforming the country into a supplier of raw material and consumer of costly finished product from Britain. The country's growth rate during the first half of the 20th century was less than 2% and growth rate of per capita output was only 0.5%. Then the colonial government never made sincere attempt to estimate India's national income and per capita income. There were some individual attempts which were made to measure. They are Dadabhai Naoroji, William Digby, Findlay Shiraz, B.K.R.V. Rao, R.C. Desai. The contribution of them considered very significant. Then we can move to understand impact of British rule on agriculture sector. India's economy under the British rule remained fundamentally agrarian. About 85% of the country's population lived in villages and depended upon agriculture. However, the agriculture sector continued to experience stagnation and deterioration. Then, reason for stagnation of agriculture. First one, land settlement system. In the Zamindari system, which was introduced by the colonial government, the profit occurring out of agriculture sector went to Zamindars instead of the cultivators. The main interest of the Zamindar was only to collect rent regardless of the economic condition of the cultivator. This is due to revenue settlement system. Revenue settlement system were responsible for the Zamindars adopting such an attitude. In this system, Zamindars would pay a fixed amount of revenue on fixed date. Otherwise, Zamindars were to lose their right. It hardly affected the farmers of India. Then the second one, commercialization. Third one, commercialization of agriculture. What is commercialization of agriculture? Growing of cash crops instead of food crops is known as commercialization of agriculture. By offering high prices, the Indian peasants were attracted to production of commercial crops. So it led to frequent famines in India. The next one, low level of technology due to lack of knowledge, means and incentives for modernization. Then lack of irrigation facilities. The next, negligible use of fertilizers that led to low productivity. Then also, partition of our country at the time of independence led to a stagnation on agriculture. Our country's highly irrigated and fertilized land went to Pakistan during nation partition, especially jute production area became part of East Pakistan. So, because of all this reason, our Indian agriculture was under stagnation. Then, we can move to impact of British rule on Indian industrial sector. India would not develop a sound industrial base under the colonial rule. Even the country's world-famous handicraft industries declined. No commercial modern industrial base was allowed to come up, mainly capital good industries. Capital good industries means industries which can produce machines and tools. Then the rate of growth of the industry was low as no help was being provided to this industry by the colonial government. Then colonial government introduced discriminatory tariff policy which allowed free export of raw material from India and free import of final goods from British industry to India. Then the decline of traditional handicraft industries created massive unemployment in India. Then the fall in supply of locally made goods created a demand for the import of British goods, much to their advantage. So, the main motive of colonial government behind the policy of deindustrialization in India was to reduce India to the status of mere exporter of important raw materials for the upcoming modern industries in Britain and to turn India into a market for the finished product manufactured by industries in Britain. So, this was the main impact of British rule on agriculture and industry.
Today, we have discussed about Indian economy under British rule, especially the impact of British rule on agriculture and industry. I hope you understood both agriculture and industry were declined during British period. Also, we have to study about impact of British rule on foreign trade, demographic condition, occupational structure and infrastructure. We can discuss it in the next classes. Indian economy is a vast subject, so wide reading is essential for scoring high marks. At least you have to read NCERT textbook 5 times and write down the main points. So as usual, attend your text paper, then study your portions. Then I am winding up here. Children,